The Braxton family drama has reached an emotional peak as Trina Braxton publicly opened up about the moment she says Toni Braxton effectively kicked her out of the family. For decades, the Braxtons have been one of the most famous musical families in America, admired for their talent, resilience, and influence in R&B and pop culture. But behind the music and the fame lies a story of tension, jealousy, and unspoken grievances that has now been brought into the spotlight. Trina's revelation has left fans stunned, shedding light on the darker, more personal struggles of a family long idolized for their public unity. According to Trina, the incident that led to her estrangement was not a sudden argument, but the culmination of years of misunderstandings, competition, and feelings of being undervalued. She described a sense of isolation, hurt, and betrayal, emotions that have reportedly haunted her for years. Fans have reacted with empathy and disbelief, while some critics question the timing and motives behind making such a revelation public. Nevertheless, Trina's emotional account underscores the raw realities of familial conflict, showing that even the most celebrated families are not immune to deep-rooted struggles. This revelation has also reignited discussions about sibling dynamics, fame, and personal boundaries. The Braxton family, while publicly successful, has faced multiple internal challenges over the years, including disputes over business ventures, personal decisions, and the distribution of attention within the family. Trina's account adds another layer to this complex narrative, providing fans with an intimate perspective on how family relationships can be strained by fame and public scrutiny. It's a reminder that celebrity status often magnifies personal conflicts, making resolution more complicated and emotional impact more intense. Social media erupted almost immediately after Trina's story went public. Fans flooded platforms with reactions, offering support, advice, and criticism in equal measure. Memes and clips highlighting past interactions between Trina and Toni went viral, as audiences dissected the history of their relationship for context. Influencers, bloggers, and music critics weighed in, debating whether this revelation was a long overdue confession, an attempt at closure, or a move to reclaim her narrative in the public eye. The intensity of the response shows just how invested the audience is in understanding the inner workings of this famous family. Trina's willingness to speak openly also highlights the emotional toll that family disputes can take, especially when combined with a high-profile lifestyle. She revealed that the pain of exclusion has had far-reaching effects on her confidence, mental health, and sense of belonging. By sharing her story, Trina not only seeks personal healing, but also connects with fans who may have experienced similar struggles with their own families. It's a deeply relatable element of her narrative, bridging the gap between celebrity and everyday life, and reminding audiences that fame does not shield anyone from emotional hardship. The controversy also raises questions about Toni Braxton's intentions and family dynamics. Fans are left wondering whether Toni's actions were motivated by miscommunication, long-standing resentment, or a desire to protect the family brand. The truth, as Trina presents it, is complicated and layered, reflecting how personal relationships are rarely black and white. This revelation opens the door for dialogue about reconciliation, forgiveness, and the long-term impact of familial conflict on both personal and professional life. As this story unfolds, one thing is clear. Trina Braxton's emotional disclosure has captured the attention of fans, media, and the music industry alike. It's a deeply human story, revealing the vulnerabilities, emotions, and consequences that lie behind the public image of a famous family. Fans are now eager to learn more, hoping to understand both sides of the conflict and watch as this long-standing family drama potentially reaches a turning point. Trina Braxton's emotional revelation about being kicked out of the family by her sister Toni has sent shockwaves through both the music industry and the fan base, that has followed the Braxton family for decades. Known for their chart-topping hits, reality TV presence, and undeniable influence on R&B, the Braxtons have always been portrayed as a tight-knit family in the public eye. However, Trina's candid disclosure challenges this perception, exposing a side of family dynamics that rarely sees the light of day. The story has immediately captured attention, sparking conversations about sibling rivalry, jealousy, and the hidden struggles behind fame and success. According to Trina, the incident that led to her estrangement was the culmination of years of tension that built quietly but steadily. She described feeling overlooked, undervalued, and isolated within her own family, despite the outward success and admiration the Braxtons have received. Trina recalled specific moments where she felt sidelined, both professionally and personally, and how these incidents compounded over time, ultimately reaching a breaking point. The emotional weight of these experiences became too heavy to ignore, leading her to share her side of the story publicly for the first time. Fans quickly expressed empathy, relating to the universal themes of family conflict, jealousy, and misunderstanding. Many pointed out that even in families celebrated for their unity and talent, disputes are inevitable. Trina's account sheds light on the emotional toll that fame can impose on personal relationships. Living in the public eye intensifies every misunderstanding, magnifies minor conflicts, and makes reconciliation increasingly complicated. For Trina, the struggle wasn't just about being a sibling. It was about carving out her own identity, ensuring her voice was heard, and maintaining a sense of dignity and respect within the family dynamic. The history of the Braxton family has been marked by both collaboration and competition. Toni, as the most prominent member of the group, naturally received the most attention and accolades. This success, while celebrated, often created tension among the siblings. Trina explained that it wasn't merely envy that fueled the rift, but a combination of miscommunication, differing expectations, and perceived favoritism. She recounted moments where her contributions, opinions, and presence were minimized or dismissed, leading to feelings of exclusion and betrayal. These incidents, she argues, are part of a broader pattern that ultimately drove a wedge between her and Toni. Social media quickly became a platform for discussion as Trina's revelation went public. Fans analyzed old interviews, reality TV clips, and public appearances, attempting to piece together the timeline and context of the alleged estrangement. Influencers and commentators debated the motivations behind Toni's actions and Trina's decision to reveal the story now. Was it a long overdue attempt to clear the air? A bid to reclaim her narrative in a world dominated by celebrity personas? Or a mixture of both? The online response highlighted the public's fascination with family drama, especially when it involves well-known figures with complex personal and professional histories. Trina also addressed the emotional consequences of the estrangement, explaining how it affected her confidence, mental health, and sense of belonging. Despite being a successful performer with her own accomplishments, she described feeling diminished and marginalized in moments when family support mattered most. This vulnerability resonated with fans, many of whom have experienced similar feelings of exclusion within their own families. Her story serves as a reminder that no amount of fame or success can insulate someone from the pain of familial conflict, and that emotional struggles can exist behind even the most polished public image. In addition to personal impact, the rift has affected the professional dynamic within the family. Trina explained that collaboration on musical projects, television appearances, and public engagements became fraught with tension. Decisions about creative direction, publicity, and recognition were often influenced by underlying resentment, complicating what should have been shared successes. This professional strain compounded the personal pain, creating a cycle of frustration, disappointment, and emotional exhaustion. For Trina, sharing her experience is not only a way to seek closure, but also an effort to highlight the broader implications of unresolved family disputes on professional endeavors. Industry observers have also weighed in, noting that family dynamics in music groups can often mirror workplace hierarchies and organizational challenges. In the Braxton family, the intersection of talent, fame, and personal relationships created a unique environment where conflicts were both inevitable and magnified. Trina's revelation serves as a case study in how fame and familial roles intersect, showing that emotional complexity is a natural, though often overlooked, aspect of life in the public eye. Her story encourages dialogue about communication, fairness, and the importance of valuing each member's contribution, whether in music, business, or personal relationships. As Part 1 concludes, it's clear that Trina Braxton's account is about more than a personal grievance. It's about the emotional consequences of exclusion, the impact of family hierarchy, and the challenge of maintaining individuality within a prominent family. Her candidness opens the door for honest conversations about sibling rivalry, unresolved tension, and the effects of fame on personal relationships. Fans are left anticipating how Toni Braxton will respond, whether reconciliation is possible, and what lessons can be learned from a story that resonates far beyond the walls of the Braxton family home. As Trina Braxton's revelation continued to circulate, the story quickly evolved from a personal confession into a wider conversation about family dynamics, fame, and public perception. Fans were not only sympathetic, but also deeply curious about the events that led to such a dramatic estrangement. Trina detailed that the conflict with Toni was not the result of a single event, but rather a series of incidents over the years that gradually built tension between them. Each disagreement, each perceived slight, and each professional conflict contributed to a growing divide that eventually became impossible to ignore. Trina recounted moments where she felt invisible within family and professional settings, despite being an accomplished performer herself. While Toni often received the spotlight and accolades, Trina described situations in which her contributions were minimized or ignored, leaving her with a sense of isolation. She explained that it was this recurring pattern of marginalization that caused her to feel pushed out of the family, creating a painful disconnect between her public persona as a successful artist and her private emotional reality. This tension highlights the challenges that arise when family relationships overlap with professional ambitions, particularly in families with high visibility and public scrutiny. The impact on Trina's mental and emotional health has been profound. She admitted that the feeling of exclusion affected her self-esteem and even influenced her approach to relationships outside the family. For someone accustomed to expressing herself through music and performance, being silenced or ignored by family members was particularly devastating. She revealed that the emotional toll extended beyond personal interactions to affect her confidence in public appearances, her participation in collaborative projects, and her overall sense of belonging. Trina's openness about these struggles resonates with many fans who have experienced similar dynamics in their own families, proving that fame does not protect anyone from the pain of familial conflict. Industry insiders suggest that the Braxton family drama has long been complex, rooted in a mix of sibling rivalry, personality clashes, and the pressures of fame. Toni Braxton's prominence within the family and the music industry created a natural hierarchy, but according to Trina, this hierarchy often translated into favoritism and the unintentional sidelining of other siblings. The tension is not unique to the Braxtons. Many families navigating public careers face similar challenges. However, the intensity of media attention and the family's high-profile status amplified the impact, turning private disagreements into public spectacle and making resolution more difficult. Trina's account also reveals the difficulty of navigating relationships in the public eye. When personal disagreements are magnified by cameras, social media, and fan speculation, the pressure to manage appearances can lead to suppressed emotions, unresolved grievances, and ultimately, estrangement. Trina explained that while she attempted to communicate her feelings to Toni privately, the lack of understanding and empathy on the other side made reconciliation difficult. This struggle between private emotions and public perception is one of the central themes in her story, showing how fame can both unite and divide even the closest of families. Social media played a key role in amplifying the conversation. Fans dissected past interviews, reality show appearances, and public events for clues about the nature of the conflict. Clips highlighting interactions between Trina and Toni went viral, with commentators debating whether Toni's actions were deliberate, a result of misunderstanding, or simply a reflection of personality differences. The online dialogue became a space for collective analysis, where audiences explored the nuances of family dynamics, celebrity culture, and the pressures that come with maintaining a public image while managing personal relationships. Beyond fan reactions, the revelation has prompted reflection among fellow artists and industry figures. Many have shared their own experiences with sibling rivalry, family disputes, and the impact of fame on personal relationships. The story resonates because it underscores a universal truth. Family dynamics are often complicated, and the presence of success or public attention does not simplify or resolve conflicts. Trina's courage in speaking out encourages dialogue and empathy, offering both fans and peers an opportunity to reflect on their own experiences with family and professional challenges. The professional implications of the estrangement have been significant. Trina explained that certain opportunities within the family business, joint projects, and public appearances were affected by the tension with Toni. Creative collaboration became strained, with underlying resentment influencing both decision-making and group dynamics. These challenges illustrate how unresolved personal conflict can extend into professional spheres, affecting productivity, morale, and public perception. Trina's account provides a candid look at the intersection of family, business, and fame, highlighting the complex interplay of emotions, loyalty, and ambition. In addition to the personal and professional impact, Trina emphasized the broader lesson of her experience: the importance of communication, empathy, and recognition within families. She shared that unresolved misunderstandings and unspoken grievances often create long-lasting pain, even among those who love one another. By speaking out publicly, Trina hopes to shed light on these issues, both as a form of personal catharsis and as guidance for others navigating similar challenges. Her story demonstrates that transparency and courage are essential for healing, and that acknowledging pain is the first step toward reconciliation. As Part 2 concludes, the tension between Trina and Toni remains palpable, with fans eagerly awaiting a response or acknowledgement from Toni. The story has evolved beyond a private family dispute, transforming into a broader conversation about familial bonds, personal identity, and the complexities of maintaining relationships in the public eye. Trina's honesty provides a lens into the emotional and professional consequences of estrangement, inviting audiences to reflect on their own experiences and consider the value of empathy, communication, and understanding in resolving conflicts. As the Braxton family saga continues to unfold, Part 3 delves into the aftermath of Trina Braxton's revelation and explores the broader implications for both her personal life and the family as a whole. Trina's disclosure has reignited public interest, fueled debates about sibling dynamics, and challenged long-standing perceptions of the Braxton family as a unified, harmonious group. Beyond the headline-grabbing drama, her story serves as a compelling reflection on identity, validation, and the emotional cost of navigating familial hierarchies under the glare of fame. Trina has expressed that the process of sharing her experience publicly was both liberating and terrifying. Speaking candidly about her estrangement forced her to confront years of bottled-up emotions, insecurities, and unresolved conflicts. She explained that while the public may see the drama as sensational, for her it was deeply personal, an effort to reclaim her narrative and address the emotional wounds that had accumulated over time. The decision to go public was not taken lightly, as she was acutely aware of the potential backlash, criticism, and scrutiny that often accompanies stories of family discord in high-profile families. The revelation has also prompted reflection within the Braxton family itself. Sources close to the situation suggest that other family members are now considering their own roles and behaviours in the dynamic. Some siblings have expressed regret for not mediating more effectively or acknowledging Trina's feelings earlier. This introspection is crucial as it signals a possible turning point in the family's relationships. By highlighting the emotional impact of her exclusion, Trina has created an opportunity for dialogue, accountability, and potentially reconciliation, though she has emphasized that healing will take time and willingness from all parties involved. Public reaction has been intense and multifaceted. Fans have voiced empathy, support, and encouragement, while others have speculated about the underlying reasons for Toni Braxton's actions. Social media continues to be a hub for discussion, with clips from past interviews and reality shows being revisited in search of context. Analysts, bloggers, and cultural commentators have explored the broader implications of the feud, debating how fame, competition, and familial hierarchies contribute to conflicts in high-profile families. The conversation has evolved beyond the individual story, sparking discussions about sibling relationships, mental health, and the challenges of maintaining authenticity under public scrutiny. For Trina, the estrangement has had lasting effects on her sense of self and professional trajectory. She recounted instances where family tension influenced her creative decisions, participation in projects, and public appearances. Despite her accomplishments, she often felt overshadowed or minimized, creating a cycle of frustration and disappointment. These experiences underscore the reality that familial dynamics can deeply influence personal confidence, creative expression, and professional success. By sharing these insights, Trina provides fans with a rare glimpse into the interplay between family conflict and artistic identity, revealing that even celebrated figures grapple with deeply human challenges. The controversy has also prompted conversations about forgiveness, reconciliation, and personal boundaries. Trina has expressed that while she desires healing, it must be mutual and grounded in accountability. She emphasizes that reconciliation cannot happen if past grievances are ignored or minimized. This perspective resonates with audiences who understand that forgiveness is not always immediate or straightforward, particularly when trust has been broken. It also highlights the importance of establishing boundaries to protect emotional well-being while navigating complex family dynamics. Moreover, the public nature of Trina's revelation has amplified its significance. In private, familial disputes often remain contained, but in high-profile families like the Braxtons, personal conflicts quickly become cultural conversations. This shift from private pain to public discourse can be both empowering and stressful. On one hand, it allows Trina to reclaim her story and generate dialogue about issues often left unspoken. On the other hand, it exposes her to criticism, misinterpretation, and heightened scrutiny. Navigating this balance requires emotional resilience, strategic communication, and a willingness to engage with both supporters and detractors alike. Industry experts suggest that the Braxton family drama is a reflection of broader patterns seen in entertainment families. The intersection of talent, ambition, and public visibility often creates fertile ground for conflict as each member seeks recognition, autonomy, and validation. Trina's experience underscores the emotional stakes involved, demonstrating that even within a successful and celebrated family, individual members may experience marginalization or exclusion. Her story invites reflection on how families, particularly those in the public eye, can navigate competition, hierarchy, and personal validation without fracturing relationships. As the story continues, speculation about Toni Braxton's response remains a central focus. Fans and commentators alike are eager to see whether Toni will acknowledge the estrangement, offer her perspective, or take steps toward reconciliation. The uncertainty has fueled ongoing debate as audiences weigh the nuances of personal responsibility, sibling dynamics, and the challenges of public life. Trina's decision to speak out has set the stage for potential dialogue, but it also underscores that resolution requires openness, accountability, and genuine effort from all parties involved. By the conclusion of Part 3, it is evident that Trina Braxton's revelation is not just a sensational headline. It is a deeply human story about family, identity, and the struggle for recognition and belonging. The emotional, professional, and public ramifications of her disclosure provide a nuanced look into the complexities of familial relationships, particularly within high-profile, high-pressure environments. Trina's courage in sharing her experience invites both empathy and reflection, offering a platform for meaningful dialogue about sibling relationships, personal validation, and the challenges of navigating fame while maintaining emotional integrity. Ultimately, Trina's story serves as a reminder that behind every public persona lies a private emotional landscape, full of struggles, triumphs, and lessons. Her revelation is both a plea for understanding and a call for honesty, encouraging audiences to consider the impact of exclusion, the importance of communication, and the value of reconciliation. Fans remain captivated, eager to witness how this chapter in the Braxton family saga will unfold and whether healing, accountability, and renewed connection are possible after years of tension and unspoken pain. Trina Braxton's emotional revelation about being pushed out of the family by Toni Braxton has sparked a conversation that goes far beyond celebrity gossip. It is a story about personal pain, family dynamics, and the struggle to maintain identity and self-worth in an environment where fame and public perception often overshadow private emotions. For fans, her disclosure offers a rare, unfiltered glimpse into the challenges that come with being part of a high-profile family and navigating relationships that are complicated by both history and public scrutiny. This story reminds us that family conflicts are universal, even among the most celebrated households. Trina's experience highlights the importance of acknowledging feelings, seeking validation, and advocating for oneself when one feels overlooked or marginalized. Her courage in speaking out serves as an example for others who may feel silenced within their own families, showing that it is possible to reclaim your narrative and address emotional wounds with honesty and transparency. It also emphasizes that fame does not shield anyone from the complexities of sibling rivalry or the pain of exclusion. Fans and followers should recognize the broader lessons embedded in Trina's story. While the headlines may focus on drama and controversy, the underlying themes are deeply relatable. The need for recognition, the desire for fairness, and the importance of communication. Trina's revelation invites audiences to reflect on their own relationships, consider unresolved conflicts, and take steps toward healing, whether in their own families or in other personal relationships. It underscores that addressing emotional issues is crucial for personal growth, mental health, and long-term well-being. Social media has played a pivotal role in amplifying Trina's story, creating a platform for discussion, support, and reflection. Fans have shared their own experiences, offered advice, and debated the motivations behind Toni's actions, all of which contribute to a broader dialogue about family, fairness, and forgiveness. This conversation illustrates the power of storytelling in building empathy and understanding, reminding audiences that behind every public figure is a human being navigating struggles that many people can relate to on a personal level. Ultimately, Trina's disclosure is more than a tale of family conflict. It is an opportunity to explore themes of accountability, reconciliation, and personal empowerment. It encourages both the family involved and the public to consider how unresolved tension and miscommunication can shape relationships, influence professional endeavors, and impact mental and emotional health. By speaking out, Trina has not only reclaimed her voice, but also opened the door for reflection, dialogue, and potentially reconciliation. For fans, this is a moment to stay engaged, support Trina's journey, and reflect on the lessons within her story. It is a chance to witness courage in action, to empathize with someone navigating complex emotions, and to understand that even in families celebrated for their unity and talent, conflict and estrangement are part of the human experience. Trina Braxton's story is ongoing, and audiences should continue following her journey, learning from the challenges she has faced and appreciating the strength it takes to speak honestly about pain, exclusion, and the pursuit of emotional healing.